Kia ora, my name is Cheyanne and I was with Footnote from 2020 to 2021, the end of 2021.
Kia ora, I'm Nadiyah. I was also in Footnote from 2020 to the end of 2021.
Kia ora, my name's Seb and I was part of Footnote from 2019 to 2021.
First question, team. What works do you hold close to you as memorable performance experiences?
I personally love dancing, which is on the wall over there. I loved the live score of it. I loved improvising every show. I loved how alive it felt, and I loved that it was really fun and we could be ourselves and our personalities could shine through, actually. I love doing crazy dance moves to heavy metal from New Zealand. And getting naked. Sorry. And I love the clothes. I stole them. I stole the pants.
I still have the shoes. I loved a lot of the works that we did together. I too really, really loved dancing. It like completely expanded my horizons on what I can achieve in improvisation. Like essentially the process was like 4 weeks and we just trained for about 3.5. And then they gave us a final score and then popped us on stage. And you're right, it was just so alive and electric. But I felt really like capable. Yeah, it was really special. And it was my last show of Footnote as well, so it was a special way to end it. The Undercurrent season was definitely a highlight. We did the double bill by Cotta and Rose, and that required like so much performance quality, I feel.
And endurance.
Oh my God, endurance, yeah.
Fitness.
It was very special for me in Rose's work. I got to like go into a one-piece purple bathing suit and like fully just dive into my queer side for the first time on stage. And it was liberating and I hold that to my heart very closely. And then working with Cotta was just wild. I've never used my brain so hard in my life. Do you remember the rehearsal process? Do you remember when we had to we would always be like, stop.
It was all the laptops out, even phones, and then having to flip the videos so you could mirror it rather than having to use your brain even more intensely to try and suss out your lefts and rights.
I think we essentially retained 30 videos each of his improvisations.
Minimum.
100% more than 30.
1,000%.
I remember just walking home like absolute zombies. One time my partner was like, "Are you okay?" And I was like, "No."
I'm not okay.
But that work, I've never embodied such different characters in my life.
Well, it was just such an interesting process, having to do it that way, because of COVID, right? Yeah. So the fact that we had to learn all these videos, and Seb got to actually work with Cotta in person the year prior between me and Nad's joining. So you got to really experience him in the room, and we only really got to experience him through Zoom and on the videos. So it was a really interesting process, and the language barrier, throwing that in there and everything as well was so intense and required so much patience, not only from us as individuals, but as a team trying to work together and piece this through. And it tested a lot of limits and a lot of patience, but it's by far one of the most memorable shows that from process to stage.
Yeah. It was such an amazing debut as us as a company as well. I felt really proud of it. I was like, here we are. This is this Footnote's iteration, and we produced that big show.
Yeah, and I think it was the first dance show to tour after COVID. So a lot of people were very excited to just come out and watch, which was awesome.
We were so lucky.
What was it like working for a dance company in lockdown? What did you do?
Truthfully, at first, I was like, why are you making us work?
Yes, so valid.
I was like, for the first time in my life, maybe I can just be paid not to do anything. But then I was actually like, I was actually really grateful for Footnote keeping us creative and active and researching during it. And we were working with choreographers Jara and Ushkan. And they were just amazing facilitators. They just like used the situation so efficiently and effectively, and they got us all to explore different characters that we met when we came back into the studio. Like the first day we like showed each other these kind of embodiments that we'd been researching. They got us to do a myriad of different like tasks. Like one was like speaking to a camera and like pulling faces and training in their 1-2 kind of practice.
I agree with Seb. Like it was really crazy to be like, how do we even, with the nature of our job, having to touch each other and like be with each other and connect, like how are we supposed to navigate that through like an online like Zoom format? But I actually feel like reflecting is probably like the first time I've actually reflected from it, to be honest. But I think we like actually found like a really nice balance of not working too much, but enough that we are not wasting this time. Researching the like, was it like a Friday yoga thing that we would do? Was it every day?
Every morning. Because I used to push my couch and then light an incense and then do Tana's yoga every morning.
Yeah. So
I would definitely do the yoga.
Yeah.
Let's dive into valuable choreographic processes. What were they and why?
Our performance that we did, choreographed by Ushkan and Jara, definitely a memorable process, and for many reasons. I think it was probably one of the processes that have had like a really lasting impression on me from experiencing that onwards into like other processes and dance work, but also I feel like it's carried into like my slight career shift as well still, and it still really, it's still something that I remember. And honestly, like to put it in a nutshell, it's just how to work with the people that are in the room and how to adjust and consider and just how to treat people well, and that being the way that you're going to get the best out of everyone in the room is probably like the biggest taking that I took from that process, which I definitely think read in the way how seamless that process was, and then also like how we enjoyed ourselves on stage. I think as well probably like how everyone viewed that show too was also probably very similar, but again I think they drove it so hard, or like it was so clear and important to them about how something felt and the journey of it rather than the product. So I've never really cared that much about how that show got perceived because it was so rich in like depth and understanding of us as a collective. Wow, that was slow for me. Touring, like it, hate it.
I think once you like settle in and you kind of understand what you need to do for yourself and not get swept away in like, I don't know, all the things like, it's good. You just have to rest your body and your mind, have your alone time, but also it's really fun. We got to tour around so many places and see so much of the country, and that's all because of Footnote and touring.
Yeah, I'm like really similar. I was so grateful for the touring we did in New Zealand because it got me to see so much of the country, and we did it all by van. Which was special because you got to see the back roads of things,
100%,
and we stopped off at beaches, and I feel like it was just such a bonding experience. Like when we had late night pack ups, like that we did all together, and then went back to the like motel. We just had it turned into like a party bus, and it was just so fun.
Yeah, literal.
But it like, I feel like Footnote's touring like was really special because it taught me how to be a part of a team. Like I feel like all hands were on deck and we all got in and we all did it together to make the show and the tour happen. And that's what's special about a small team like Footnote, I feel. Yeah.
I think it's quite interesting because, like, for me and Nards, Footnote was our first job out of School of Dance. So it was like our first touring experience. Like Seb got to tour before joining Footnote. Or did you? Did you go over to... Oh. Yo, was it your first
That was my first touring experience too.
Yeah, it was all three of us first touring experience. And I feel like if I were to do it again, I would be able to go into it with such a different mindset. But because it was just so much learning about yourself, but also like considering like you learn a lot about each other. Like understanding dynamics was quite important. Routines, like all of that. Like me and Seb found ourselves like quite morning people, so like it made sense for us to room together like quite a lot.
Cheyanne and I literally used to fall asleep and wake up at the exact same time.
And then would be like, morning!
And you were so annoying about it.
But I think like if I'm being honest, and I think it might even like have a bit of a tie-in to like my relationship with dance as well, like touring just wasn't really for me. I really, really love process and making something and performing it like 3 times. After that, I was like, I'm done. Like, so that was a really hard thing about touring, is having to do a show so repetitive. And shows like Dancing, where something is so liberating and has a lot of room to be innovative and creative each show, would be easy. So a tour like that, we only went to 4 places, and then a tour like the movement where things were like super like set, very much so, and doing that for what felt like forever.
Did we go to 16 cities and towns?
Yeah, pretty taxing. Like the fact that there wasn't as much leeway to, we tried our best, but when you start getting into like 10 plus times doing it, like you really started to lose it. So that was the hard thing about touring, and just my like personal findings of me as a dancer. Touring wasn't really for me.
I feel like I have really fond memories of this, but during the time it was like very overwhelming. But teaching, share some memories of teaching in schools.
Why would you ask that question? Okay, hold on, let me filter myself.
You know what? I love the Hawke's Bay week getaway. It was actually like
the better one out of all of them.
Yeah.
If there's one thing that I was actually quite funny about teaching, is that it almost became like a competitive experience amongst us dancers. Because it would be like, who can make the better
best group dance.
Like group dance.
Yes.
When we would have to it would usually be Anita would like pick like, so Seb, Nards like this, and the reaction of seeing the kids being like, or like, or sitting up real tall, not want to get picked. Like,
I feel like I would always be the one that they were just like, whatever. They all wanted you or Ollie or Levi. And
when Levi came into the picture, damn, like he was always everyone's.
Over.
He was everyone's pick. Obviously, like as much as we would rather be in the studio doing our own thing, and working on something, like you can really understand and appreciate why it's important to teach the kids and get them to know Footnote, and also like being immersed in arts, especially with like school systems and stuff being so like rigid with like, you know, how learning is these days. So actually really cool.
And I think what was always special at the end of that week is we performed like an
Yes,
excerpt,
that's
and
right, yeah.
they were just in awe
Yeah.
and so vocal,
Loved it, yeah.
and it just like it was such a beautiful reminder of how like special it can be and how they wanted to
And
involve.
all the like kids that would come out of the shells, like it was really nice.
Yeah.
Sorry, now that I'm thinking about it.
Yeah, initial thought, with depth. Oh.
Should we say goodbye?
Yeah.
3, 2, 1, bye.
Bye.
I know you were gonna do it.